Hey, Hayden, what kind of language is this? I don't understand.
This is French, Adam. It's a more cultured language.
Oh.
I'll be honest, I swapped the language because the English voice acting in this game is not very good.
Ooh,
so,
okay.
Hello, everybody. This is a Plague Tale Innocence, which is a mouthful of a name.
What is the name in French, do you know?
A Plague Tale Innocence.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a Plague Tale Innocence. It came out recently, and I surprisingly really liked it.
Why is it surprising?
I would say this, I thought this would be a budget game, and it is, but it's a surprisingly effective budget game.
Yeah, because it's actually pretty cheap. It's $20, right?
Yeah, something like that. And you would know better than me, Adam. Mr. looks at the price before we actually record one of these videos. Yeah, it is a budget game in actual price and in also how long it runs. It's about 10 hours.
Okay.
But it is, I would say, very refreshing in 2019 to play a game that is 10 hours long and tells an actual story.
Wow, nice. And it's beautiful. I mean,
wow. Yeah, especially for that like mid-tier, B-tier game. It's interesting. I think in my review I wrote that it reminds me of like a game that THQ would have put out, I don't know, like 10 years ago,
okay.
Or a game that like THQ might have remastered in 2019, if you know what I mean. Like it's a super linear, story-driven game. There's not much to it mechanically, but it tells a story about Black Plague France in like the 1300s.
Yikes. Heavy.
And it is just grisly.
I mean, this looks grim.
Yeah, so we're going to play, we're playing a level that's about halfway through the game, maybe a little less.
Spoilers.
It is so there's the Black Plague, there's also the Inquisition going on at the same time around the mid-1300s, and then there's the 100 Years' War, which is a bit of a misnomer. I think, if I remember correctly from my history classes, that was a 78-year war, off and on also. But yeah, you come across this battlefield and you have to walk across all these bodies.
Wow. Okay.
And your brother here asks if you're hurting them, which is one of the moments that really stuck with me in this game.
Wow. Dang.
So yeah, this is it's interesting. It's like a blend of ultra real, like I don't know about ultra real, but like realistic fantasy type stuff. With also this very over-the-top supernatural story about the plague. So if you know anything about the plague, you probably know that the rats were a disease vector at the time.
Yeah.
And so if you've seen anything about this game, you've probably seen the rats, swarms.
Yeah.
That's like their weird tech. Like think
swarm tech.
Think like Gibbs back in the day, or I'm trying to think like terrain deformation in Red Faction. Yeah. Here we have rat swarm tech.
Interesting.
So you'll notice we have all these lanterns, and right up here we're gonna see our first rat swarm of this level.
Ugh. It just it gives me the heebie. I'm not even like that scared of rats, but it.
So yeah, they like all come at you.
Oh, and they lock onto you.
Yeah.
So if you're too close, they just kind of.
Yeah, and then they'll eat you alive if you walk into them.
What does that look like?
Do you want me to walk into them?
Yeah,
real quick?
you know, I kind of want to see what that looks like.
We can die.
Wow, dude, that's. Ooh.
So yeah, they will eat you alive. They'll also eat alive any soldiers that find themselves trapped in that area.
Okay.
And you might notice we're like picking up crafting materials here.
Oh, there's crafting in this?
Yeah, kind of. So you have some basic. Right now we haven't unlocked much because we're not far into the game, but you have some stuff. So this one will light fires in the environment.
Okay.
Because the rats are afraid of lights.
Like you have to light it on something, or you can just place it anywhere?
So this one you have to light embers specifically, but later you'll get stuff that'll let you just create a fire in the middle of anything.
Huh. Okay. And so it's almost like a puzzle to kind of.
Yeah, and that's kind of the whole point of the whole like mechanics of this game is like a light puzzle system. So you'll notice over here we have these embers underneath this log.
Oh, I see it. Oh,
So
it's got one of those things.
Yeah, we have a sling, so when we throw the sling, the rats run away, and you'll see they're like right on the edge of the light here, right? So we've got more crafting stuff, so we can make more of that later. And
can you just pick up the like a lamp? Not.
So at certain points you can get torches.
A torch, yeah.
And the thing with the hay bale here is it only stays lit for a certain amount of time.
But it's a lot of light.
So you have to run past it. And then as we get past, you'll eventually notice it dies out and all the rats come back over there.
So real quick, I'm noticing some hitches here and there.
I think it's on our end. We've got it running on Ultra. I haven't noticed this at home as much.
Okay.
There was some hitching on mine, but I'm noticing it more here than I was at home. So I'm not sure what that's about.
Okay.
But we do have it on Ultra with all of this fog and stuff. So and all of these rats.
I mean, we've got a beefy machine. So
we are playing on the main
gear F131. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, in general, that's the core of this game is just lighting these lights. It gets more challenging as you go through.
It's almost like a puzzle kind of thing, like Portal or something, right? Where really that is the main mechanic.
So like here, for instance, we have this trebuchet, and so we can like pull the light down over here. And so you'll notice there are those logs out next to where the light's coming down.
Oh, got it.
And then we can send our brother here to run out and grab one for us.
So you have direct, not direct, but you have
indirect control over your companions.
Interesting.
And
both of them?
And they don't really use it too much. That's kind of a shame to me. But for certain puzzles like this, it's always like very. That's the thing is this whole game is about like very set. Like there's one way to solve most of these things.
Oh, okay.
It is not like a very free form thing like Portal. But yeah, it is one of your companions is like a strong guy, and so later on he can like tackle certain soldiers and stuff. And that's the side of this that we haven't seen yet. Is there are actual combat things here? Oh, here we have one. So you'll notice this guy has a lantern.
Oh, so you're kind of like hiding, like stealth mechanics.
Yeah, so he has a lantern, and so we are going to shoot out his lantern.
Oh, so you're not going to actually fight him.
Eat him alive. Yeah, the rats do our job for us.
Does that mean they're distracted and you can run now? Or?
Yeah, we can run past them because they're going to be eating this guy on the bridge here. And so yeah, there's like a lot of stuff like that. You can also you'll come across like a bunch of corpses, and you can shoot the corpses down, and the rats will eat them. There's they have a decent number of mechanics, but they're all like fairly easy. And we can also fight guys directly if they don't have a helmet. So.
Okay. So you can. Okay.
Yeah, as long as they don't have a helmet, and then later on you get tools to like. Oh, this guy's helmet feels like it's melting on his face, so he now is gonna rip his helmet off, stuff like that.
Got it.
And so yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. It's like a very like one note. Like they keep adding stuff in as you go further, but like really it's a fairly simplistic set of systems.
It's always to serve the same purpose.
Yeah, so we have like some basic upgrades and stuff like that. There's a bunch of stuff to collect if you want to learn about the mid 1300s France and how they used soap or
interesting
casus belli. And so yeah, it's like a very neat little experiment. It's not like a I don't know, it's not like a super gonna take the world by storm sort of game, but I really enjoyed it. As I said, it took me about like 10 hours, which seems like a decent amount of time. It doesn't really overstay its welcome in terms of like these I'm sick of these rats. The rats to me are the coolest part. The soldiers get kind of frustrating. It's like some kind of mediocre stealth stuff, but like here for instance we can push our cart around.
That's awesome. I'm super excited to try it out. So I've been curious.
So like over here we push that cart so that we have a better bead on this guy's lantern.
Okay.
And then we can knock his lantern out, and then the rats eat him. just very wholesome.
The music,
stuff.
nice intense. Is it scary at all?
I would not say it's super scary, but it's got like kind of that Tomb Raider, like the grim. Like you actually go into like a very like dark underground area at certain points, and the rats are all chasing you. The music is done by the same guy who did Vampire last year, which also had like just phenomenal violin music like this. So that was very exciting. I'm glad that guy's getting more work.
Getting stuck in the mud there.
And then like one of the things I like is that all the soldiers will talk as you're like walking around. They have actual interesting stuff to say about the world.
And you do recommend doing it in French?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to do both at the same time, like read the subtitles.
You kind of get used to it after a while. I was also coming off of Yakuza, so there was a lot of subtitle reading in that, and this one there's less important subtitle reading, so...
that makes sense.
Yeah, so we can probably end here because I don't want to do this little stealth sequence.
Cool,
that torch. But yeah, it's a really neat game. I think that it's cool. The rat tech is really cool. It doesn't always work great, but like sometimes you notice they're walking in ways that are very strange. But it's cool. It's like a dumb little application of particle effects that you wouldn't think of necessarily. So. I hope that this studio gets to do another thing like this. They have only made like Nickelodeon licensed games before this. They're like, it's like funny because I mentioned the THQ connection, or like this is like a game THQ would publish. It's not. It's Focus, if I remember correctly, but it feels like a THQ game, and this studio just did like Nickelodeon licensed games for like 15 years or something, which used to be what THQ did. So, and then they pivoted from that to this. So
good for them.
This must be their passion project. They're French developers. So
good.
It's really neat and it looks beautiful. As you said, we've had some hitching on this machine, but I haven't noticed as much at home.
Interesting. So. Well, all I can say is that her braid is on point.
Yeah,
that's
it's a very Horizon Zero Dawn braid. Let's be honest,
it's pretty good.
This lady could cosplay as the Horizon Zero Dawn character, and you'd be like, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, there you go.
That's cool. A Plague Tale Innocence. Adam says it's $20, so I'm going to believe him.
Yeah, why not?
We will maybe be back soon with more games.
See you later. Nice. Cool.